No, it's
Hello?
still showing as offline.
There's a 20-ish second delay.
1,
2,
2, 3, 4.
4,
uh,
5, 6,
yeah, I think we're back.
7.
Yes,
7,
we appear to be back.
7. We're back.
Yay.
Whee!
That was like 12
That was
seconds.
exciting.
What
That was
about-
fun. That was fun. So
We
there
don't
was
have any
no
of our viewers
promises
back.
of any reduction in technical difficulties this week. So,
Yeah, we learned our lesson last time.
we set ourselves up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
Over promise, under deliver.
So there we are. I still don't think we're live on Rumble.
Oh my god.
We're on Twitch.
We have no.
No, we are. We're on.
We're on Twitch.
Hey, sure.
Hello, Rumble.
On Twitch, we're on. We're at Rumble, we on?
Hello, Twitch. Right, we're back. Let's go.
Rich and tumble.
Gun. You were.
Yes, I was eating my raptor bits. Are you? Just a brief recap for anyone who's joining us from Rumble. Apologies for the technical issues. Entirely my fault. Don't blame anyone else except for me, especially not Angus, because then he'll take it out on me and make me die.
Don't blame me.
You'll do it. Trust.
He's done it before.
I've killed, and now I like it.
You haven't missed much. We've woken up after a night previously spent in the cabin, mourning our good friend Zhiro, who has now passed. And we're now having a discussion with our saviour, potentially captor, we don't know yet. Devon, who is a part-time werewolf, as far as we know. So that's where we pick up eating some delicious grilled raptor.
He's feeding us something.
Yeah, watching. I noticed that you're not partaking in this feast of succulent. What are these things actually that nearly killed me? Is this the one that actually nearly killed me? Because there's some kind of I don't know if that's immoral or.
Roll me another perception check, but with advantage this time. Now that you're closer to the fire and the turning meat.
Perception.
With advantage.
Yeah, I don't know if I want this to be the actual creature that tried to kill me.
See, you notice on the claws of this creature, there appears to be the faint glistening remains of a white fluid.
Hey, I keep forgetting that it's the
What?
Felric that comes up. Who's the sociopath dad? We got a new follow. Wait, I can't access the settings.
Thank you for
I think
following.
they're eating my
Whoever's
old character,
Come and
question mark?
follow. No, you're eating the leg, effectively the leg of the dinosaur that ended your.
We're eating
existence.
something that ate you, so we're only
Slightly less than
vicariously
I think.
eating you. It's fine. It's fine.
Getting revenge. How dare you
So
tell me
you were starting to question Devon as to why he wasn't eating
Yes,
ever
yeah,
so subtly and gently.
Trying not to be too probing, but curious.
At the query, he sort of gestures his head over to the edge of the clearing, where you notice the rest of the corpse of this creature, or what's left of it, and curled up asleep next to it are two large wolves.
Live? Or...
The wolves are alive, yeah.
Okay.
The shredded remains of the rest of this Deinonychus is not.
You've
I ate.
already had broken your fast,
Right.
Or see.
Did they mention this man is part wolf?
You did, but along with your other conversations around mysterious women who may or may not be our dead comrade asking you for money, I took it with a slight grain of salt. But, to each their own, I suppose, Master Devon, if you're so inclined. Part wolf, are you majority human and occasionally part-time wolf, or are you cursed, forgive me if anything this is uncouth or
Are you
offensive in
occasionally
any way,
human?
but I have to admit that I've never met anyone with your particular skill set. in
Are you more
person.
wolf or human?
That's a lot of questions. We are. I am cursed, I guess you would say. Cursed to change into what I change into when the moon is full and at its highest. Far enough away from that time that I have a modicum of control over it.
Well, it's
I spent a long time fighting it, but I probably spend more time in four legs than I do two now.
it certainly makes you a impressive combatant, from what Khazimir has told me of your intervention last night, which I don't believe I've properly thanked you for yet.
There is no need to thank.
Well,
A strong combatant in some situations, yes. Simply a terrifying monster in others.
well, I'm grateful that we saw the first of those. That might also explain the additional security that you've implemented on your already quite sturdy door.
Yes, I originally put that to try and keep myself in, but not very effective when I can still open it from the inside.
Well, we don't want to be taking too much of your time and what's the word that you use? Hospital?
Hospitality?
He looks like
Hospitality.
that's the one.
Yes.
That's the one. It's like a longer hospital. So we thank you. We do need to I think make some ground. If you had any more information on the snake people, we'd appreciate it, but and I can pay.
No need. I'm afraid I know very little of them other than that they're very dangerous and don't usually come out of the jungle. They say that the pyramid that you can see from the coast is of their invention, I suppose.
What do you know of? Two questions, I suppose. Firstly, what do you know of any yellow flowers in the area? And have you encountered a what are they called? In Midgard we call them the Sagittarii, but they're known by another name. Horsemen.
Centaurs.
Yes. I
Calypticlops.
learned that they're real quite recently. I actually had a quite interesting conversation with one. Do you know them? Do they have a settlement around here? Are they involved with the snake people?
We have crossed paths, less than favorably on occasion. My pack have tried to hunt them unsuccessfully in the past.
Oh, well, I suppose when your blood is up, you can't always choose your targets, but they seemed very interesting. But I wouldn't want to cross them.
We lost several in that encounter.
Like the prospect of so many centaurs, and Gunt's eyes wide and significant. Well, where do you have any idea whereabouts one might look for them?
They usually pass through our territory coming from the northeast.
That's the plains type area that we.
Yeah, but potentially the forests and the
Oh, yeah.
foothills of the mountain ridge, or to the north of it, maybe
Ah.
even in the
The-
vicinity
the-
of the volcano.
Do they ever head into the jungle, or do they avoid it?
I've seen them going into the jungle.
Hmm.
And your question on the yellow flowers, I've heard stories of yellow flowers in the jungle that you do not want to encounter.
Do you have any idea why we may wish to avoid them?
If they are carnivorous plants,
That would be a fair reason, yes. I suppose we are not used to the range of risks in this land.
What's a carnivorous?
It's a meat-eating plant.
like the Deinonychus.
Is it like a dinosaur plant?
Yes, I suppose. It
Wow.
might prey on us from what we've been warned twice now, so that's exciting
It's
news.
amazing. You travel and you see all these weird things around you and weird people. You start thinking a dwarf is the same as you. It's so odd. Never even.
You are...
Whoa, I've been calling you dwarf for a while now.
yeah, I had noticed it is an honour not to be called gnome for the last 8 hours of consciousness that I've had. Is
Character
the
growth, baby.
is that the character
What
growth
is
dance?
happening?
As this conversation's happening, there's a sudden gust of wind that blows leaves through the middle of the camp and across the fire. And they seem to start to circle in a patch of grass to the right of the to the right of the doorway into the cabin. You see on the ground this circle of runes start to sort of flicker and fade, and then come back a bit stronger and fade, and come back stronger and then start
What
to
the
fade.
fuck
and,
is
and
that?
Keep coming back and until sort of
The gnome,
there's
get
a rumble of under your feet, and the wind continues to whip up. There's almost just loads of leaves are just circling around this flickering
I draw my sword.
circle of runes. Before there's a bright flash, and the wind fades and the leaves fall, and stood in the circle of this, well, where the circle was, well, Desmond, why don't you say, we can tell the rest of the guys what they see.
You have a
Well,
big
there are
great sword pointing at you.
There are two characters in front of you. I'll leave the other one for English to describe. But one of them appears to be in a ladrin, somewhere like mid-20s,
What's an
maybe
Eladrin?
closer to 30 maybe.
Hmm.
Like the Feywild nature elves.
Ah, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. This one seems rather passable for a normal elf, but upon closer inspection, you can tell there are like seasonal things about
Okay.
them in general.
Mm.
This one is rather finely dressed, like they just came from a like fairly decent spot in like society. They have like a traveling cloak on. Like amber yellow eyes, kind of reddish hair. And yeah, they just plop right down in this like chaotic mess of what you would assume is some sort of teleportation spell.
Gunt stops
they-
chewing his His dinosaur.
dinosaur, but stood just sort of behind this new arrival is the second girl, human, sort of very early 20s, if 20s at all, sort of. Again, much like the other girl, dressed in a traveling cloak with sort of quite bookish robes beneath. She's clutching a book in her arms, and she has a simple dagger slung against her side, and a small pouch on the other side. Neither of them look particularly prepared for a long journey in the jungle. They don't seem to have a massive amount with them.
And yeah, the redheaded. Yeah. Can you describe? I don't know. But the redheaded one isn't armed. Almost pointedly. I mean, they have like a couple of daggers. They have like different things about them. They could probably defend themselves, but they don't have a sword, and their eyes are immediately pinging around at you guys, and this big claymore. They seem rather nonplussed about immediately being threatened.
I suppose I don't think I actually gave you much of a description of the other girl's sort of actual physical appearance, just what she was wearing. So she got sort of like a shoulder length bob of blonde hair, sort of very pale blonde hair. She's an attractive young lady, blue eyes. She looks vaguely familiar, Khazimir.
Yeah, my eyes are like, I don't know who to look at. Like I look at Gunt, look at the other guy, Devon, and I'm like, do you? Who are you?
Who is that being addressed to? Just both of them?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
So the blonde girl hasn't taken her eyes off you, Khazimir.
I'll take a single step back and just palm the back of her her back and just push her forwards.
My name is Zara Munodic. My brother is Brogville. You're Khazimir, right? Khazimir Kahut?
Khazimir is just like standing like, what the fuck is going on?
Where is my brother? Why is he in a cell?
He lowers the sword. What? How are you? Looks at the weird pixie thing next to her. What is?
We don't have time for this. Where is my brother?
Oh. What did you feed me?
You're not hallucinating. It's magic.
At you like, this is nothing to do with me.
Inside check.
Gunt takes
an insight check.
I'm doing it. Oh god. Oh, 13.
I mean, he's not particularly difficult to read at the moment. He is as confused as you are, and slightly aggrieved that there are now two other people, like right in the middle of his secretly hidden cabin in the woods. I am not okay with this.
Okay. Well, I've seen it all now. Okay, first of all, what was your name again? I don't think he ever actually mentioned your name.
Name is Zara.
Sarah, right. Right, sorry. We kept I know you have the sister.
Where is my brother?
Yes, well, ooh, okay, he's gonna like take a breath, collect himself, like, whoa, this is not what I expected. Well, okay,
Turns to the other girl in the this stood waiting. We are wasting our time.
okay, snake people, these snake fucks, they just took him. They, hold on,
He's been captured.
let's.
I guess that would explain the cage.
They also took Lado, I believe. I don't know if you would have even know who Lado is.
I looked this
point
up. Like,
is-
who the fuck
No,
is Laddle?
No one here
Lado
knows what Lado
Kotwitz.
is.
Lado Kotwitz. He's another.
I don't know Lado.
That's
I
fine,
know
that's fine.
Brockville.
Well,
Is my
there's two
brother.
of them, there's
I want to
Brockville
know
and
where
there's Lado.
Brockville is.
I think she
I
may
don't-
want
I
to
don't-
know
Both of them
where
are
her
in the same
brother is,
place. I'm looking
Casimir.
for both of them. We're looking for both of them. There's probably more there. I think there's a dwarf maybe or something. We're going to find them. We need to go south. He's just like that gun. South it was
To the pyramid,
um,
Casimir.
to the pyramid. Yes.
Can I see the pyramid from here?
No, not from here. No.
Okay.
Just how low?
Yes, we
is
need to go into the
Casimir's?
jungle. Can I just say, I don't think you should be
Wait,
here.
Like 16. Why is he so bad at this?
What?
I said your charisma's like 16. Why are you so bad at this?
He's
Look,
lovable
like,
in a
thing is, his
stumbling
charisma
way.
is 16, but he was not prepared to see. Whoa, this your best friend's sister that you never seen just appeared here from another continent. What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Like,
And I imagine these-
how-
I imagine these two roughly the same age, maybe mine a little older. How old is Sarah?
How old is Lila? Sarah's about 19, 20.
Okay, then like 21, 22 then. Like a year or two older. But still in the same kind of class. If that makes sense.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere unless we explain how we've got here.
Yes.
Yes.
That would
What?
be interesting.
What the fuck?
Nom, nom, nom.
Well, I have not received a letter from my brother in some time.
Okay.
I tried to reach out to him by arcane means, and I could not. We are. I think we need to go further back. We are from the seven-pointed star. We're students at the school there.
Oh. Right.
Yes, spells and stuff. So we have the ability to do things like we snuck
did-
into a chamber and used an orb of scrying to see my brother, and saw that he was in a cell, and so I scryed on you because I knew you were his.
That is fucked up. I didn't know that
Sergeant,
Brockville's sister was a tough.
I don't really know what that is, but
A tough is the magic Maggie. You know, magic person that just
Oh,
whatever.
oh my god.
that was gonna
He's
be
an idiot.
way more insulting than it was. You're just stupid. I gotcha. Well, I'm fairly stupid myself. I left without a sword. Do you guys have any I could borrow? Or have?
I-
I'm good with one, but
look
I'll
at
need to
Casimir.
defend myself.
I'm more of
So-
a blunt kind of person.
So
Blood
you-
guns.
You are Brockville's sister. Who are you? Roommate
Roommate and a classmate of the sister. Wanted to make sure she was okay, so I came along.
Okay.
And which of you did the swirly leaf teleport?
Just nods her head over to Sarah.
That was me. I was very lucky that it worked.
It's very
Lucky, yeah, but she is
impressive.
quite skilled. Just give herself nearly enough credit.
Question though, if you were able to see where your brother is, and couldn't you have gone there?
Well, I found myself in a jail cell with no way out and
Oh, is
no
it
idea where he is.
a one-way type situation?
Fortunately, yes, we
Yes.
acquired a scroll of teleportation.
I see.
It's a one and done thing. So it's
So,
stuck here for now.
well, that's smart. You know, this is a very dangerous place. We just lost a friend last night. You're probably going to die. This is not a good place for you to be.
You lost a
Well,
friend.
if we do nothing, my brother will die. So there's a risk
Right.
I'm willing to take.
Okay.
For his lack of
I
tact,
did warn you.
Khazimir is correct. This is a very dark place that we have found ourselves in. And if it weren't for our friend, Master Devon, gestures up, we ourselves would likely be dead as well. If you, as I take it, your intent is to rescue your brother, well, we are planning on doing that ourselves. If you have such arcane ability, then
We will come with you.
Yes. We formally invite
Yeah,
ourselves to your group.
We are not ill prepared for danger, and she reaches into the little pouch to her side and pulls out some a small piece of charcoal. And she crushes in her fingers as she sort of mutters some words and made some symbols with her other hand. And as she sort of finally just sort of spreads the charcoal, you find yourself just complete darkness.
complete, as in
What?
dark vision's not any
As,
good
as
here.
in,
As in
What have you done?
nobody can see.
Ah,
no,
This is some trickery.
it's just complete darkness. In
Okay.
just
Can I do something, Angus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Assuming he hasn't
mean,
like
you can
stumbled
try.
back in the darkness or anything, I would like to walk up to Casimir and slide a hand the sword, Ziro's sword, out of his sheath,
ah.
and then walk back into position.
Pretty
Okay,
cool.
roll me a sleight of hand check.
My passive is 12.
12? Perfect.
You
passive is
now
also
have Zero's hands, Zero's sword.
Oh, I'll
Flat
add it to
out.
my sheet.
Nice.
I will delete it from my sheet then.
So how
and-
big is this darkness that's encompassed us?
I mean, you don't know
Okay. Right,
because
so
you
yeah,
are
fair
in
enough.
it.
Can I just shout out, apologies, Master Devon, for
What is this
what
trickery?
is going on. We promised that we're going to be leaving soon.
Immediately, the darkness fades, and
Don't kill us.
she's stood there. Devon has woken the wolves and has started. You see him sort of transform into a full wolf, not into sort of hybrid wolf, and the three wolves leave the clearing.
Casimir's just looking at them, looking at the two in front of him. Looks like going, what the fuck is going on right now?
Wish he hadn't have done
This
that.
is not. This is ridiculous. What is going on? Do I notice that the sword is gone at this point or anything? Or that
If
it's-
nothing else, Lila isn't hiding it. She's just holding
Oh,
it.
okay, so wait. Hold on, give that back. That is not yours.
Well, it wasn't, well, whatever you were calling it, either. Who had this before me?
Gunt say very sternly, his name was Zhiro, and that is not yours. With his best disappointed voice.
Who are you, my dad? Fuck you.
And
It was
what was he?
Pain in the ass, but he was as well.
What was he?
That's a very difficult question. He was.
He was a
He
very
he had white juices.
very odd.
Why, jeez.
What form
very-
did he take?
He was.
Not human.
Kind of
was
human,
it
but
the-
he had.
Can you remember what he was?
Was it the
This is
pixie dust
I
or-
guess
Oh,
to players
Oh,
now.
he was a tiefling, wasn't he? But he was also a changeling who took the form of a tiefling.
He was a white
Was it-
tiefling.
did it-
Yeah, wait,
did
but
he- did he have-
did you know he was a changeling?
This
don't
may
think-
have been
I don't
said
think- At the end, you
outside
probably
of.
would've got
As a
it.
player, I know it because Desmond's
Yeah,
mentioned
as a
it.
player, I know. Yeah,
But I don't know
Yeah.
as a character.
as a
um,
character.
As a
no.
character, you know that when he died, he turned into white goo.
Yeah.
Whether you know that about
Did
he
have
He was a
weird
white
stuff?
tiefling
creature.
who liquefied on death and did not have humanoid blood, but was
Or bones,
this
or
strange,
cartilage.
shimmery.
Most of the stuff you look for in a humanoid.
vanilla ice cream left out in the sun.
Whatever he was mostly our friend, I think. And it is firstly
help.
impolite to take other people's possessions, and if I may, was it Sarah?
That's the blonde one.
Yeah.
That's the brother.
Who
sister.
cast the spell? We're not in a school anymore, and we have very few friends in these areas. Might I suggest that we hold back on the casting of anything unless it is necessary?
Yes.
You don't need to prove a
please.
point to us if we all want to
This is-
survive.
This is not the Empire where you're controlling with your little puppets and all that thing. This is a completely different continent. Okay? There's different rules here, different things happen, different
I
creatures.
think it's more an issue that there aren't any rules here, actually, Mr.
Yes,
Casimir, but that may be a point of
That's
semantics.
exactly,
Um,
that is what I'm trying to say.
point being, if we're going to
So
part
you're going to follow my rules and maybe Gunt's rules?
perhaps the group. The
if
group
he follows my rules,
of-
then his rules.
Well, let's not get into who makes the
But
rules
you
again.
just said there
Listen.
weren't any rules over here.
You
Well,
are
I set the
contradicting
rules.
yourself somewhat there, Casimir.
I set the
it's
rules.
muddying the waters a bit, actually.
I set the rules over here.
Where
between
Casimir is
us.
standing are Casimir's rules, and where I am standing are my rules, and where you are yours. So taking
Yes, but you follow
Casimir's
my
sword
rules, so your
was
rules are my
impining on his rules in his area of jurisdiction. But in general, as a group, we try not to cast errant spells that might
I
draw
agree.
attention or otherwise enrage a wolfman and his pack, who have so far actually been quite useful.
That is my rule. He took that one from me.
Okay. Well, 1 point, 2 points of order.
I love Casimir.
We noted.
Lila's looking at fucking Sarah like, who are these people?
what the fuck have we come into? It's,
Okay, I
we
do
thought
agree.
they
on-
would be able to help us, and I think we're going to be keeping them alive. It's ridiculous.
How are you?
We'll keep them alive. They seem useful.
Casimir, calm down,
I-
calm down. Be the bigger man.
I do kind of
Mine's
agree
not
with the
good.
short one. Let's not use our spells willy nilly.
Okay, that is fair. I just wanted to show these fools that we're capable. We can do things.
Okay.
If they had any concept of magic, the teleportation spell would have shown them that in
I was
spades.
already impressed until you started calling me short and a fool. But
See?
let's.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to
let's-
say fool.
That's fine.
Fool
I get
was
it.
from me. I understand.
Let's
And
start again.
I
shall we?
apologize for calling you a
No,
fool.
no,
Yes,
no
yes. Let's
apologies
start
needed.
again.
Shall we?
We will be more tactful and reserved with our spells, especially if we're going in to rescue somebody who probably in a very bad situation given the cage. Second of all, this is my own family's sword. The monster who was traveling with you stole it. I came to retrieve it and rescue the brother.
Wasn't
But
it
if I'm honest,
Monster.
the sword was a big part of it.
Monster.
Monster.
Oh, he was a monster.
Uh,
Don't
well-
worry,
well,
he looked a bit weird.
Physically, perhaps, and he may
Yes.
have been on the monster scale morally, but
Didn't he say some weird shit too?
he Did he actually save our lives at any point? I feel like we owe him a debt, but
Sort of.
the more I hear this monster talk, the more I question my own memory.
He could save 1,000 lives, and it
Did he
still
cast
wouldn't
spells
make
on
enough.
us?
But
Probably.
He put a lot of people to sleep. Now I think about
Was
it.
he part
He
of
ate
your
people.
thing?
We would.
Oh.
No, it wasn't that bad. He was
No.
Well,
He
Lila,
ate.
tell him.
cheated card
did he
games
eat
kind of guy.
goblins?
But no, he lived with the
I think
goblins. I think
He lived. Oh,
he
so
did
he didn't eat the
disappear for
goblins.
quite
So
a
yeah,
long
so
period of time.
wait,
didn't
goblins
he?
Gonna
are
let
not
him ramble
people.
for a moment. Get it out of the system. You know how
the
children are.
tiefling form you saw him in was not his form. He was a man. He was.
I don't think he was a man at
Khazimir-
all.
Khazimir is
Purely
like-
a monster.
Well, he's a puddle from the last we saw of him. So
No, the real tiefling.
I
He
don't know what
was-
to believe anymore.
but
He was a
Was-
caretaker at the school. He.
well, that doesn't sound
was
very
nice.
monstrous. Well, you just said he was a
No.
monster.
No,
The
the
creature
monster we're talking about is
Killed
the one
him
who beat
and
the
ate
caretaker.
him and took his form.
Stop! Because we shouts.
I
don't
can't
know
even
what to
tell him that
believe
like the
anymore.
big part of it. He's not ready.
I do not know what to believe anymore. You're telling me. Are you like. Was he one of yours? Was he like a magic. One of your tough people that controls everything and controls the universe and tells
I
people what
don't know
to do?
who he was.
That's a bit above our pay grade.
And
So he was above you. He was
No.
even higher.
The information on him is above our pay grade. Put it that way.
Wait, did
Oh.
you say he was dead?
Yes.
yes,
you positive?
Well,
Apologies for burping
He
into the
was-
mic there.
a puddle of goop that drained into the
Yes.
grass. There's some of him on this. Just picks up the raptor claw. What's left of it? He's eaten most of it off the spit, and he's that mysterious substance was all that remained of his corpus. I'm afraid.
I tried to keep him alive, but by the time I got to him, he was gone. Weird way to
Can
die.
Can I
Turn
see-
into.
Can I see the grave?
We didn't quite have chance to bury him.
It
Um,
was.
You left it unsupervised?
Well,
It was a combat situation.
mostly dead at the time.
Gunt
in
was
fairness.
definitely almost dead.
There were
I had to
several of
improvise.
these things. He
and,
holds up the
I saved him myself.
half-eaten dinosaur arm again.
He looks around looking at the other guys.
Point being that regardless of whether or not what you're saying is true or the insane ramblings of over hyperactive young people, he's not here for certain. Although you did have a dream, Khazimir.
No, it was definitely just a dream.
Well, dreams can sometimes
What was in the stream?
portents.
I think it was a woman, but maybe it was Zhiro and he asked for change. And then something about Gunt being fucked up. And then I think I woke up.
What type of woman?
I think it was snowing. A woman. I don't know. One time she was like redhead, and she was old, and I don't know.
Old?
Yeah, she was like
Young.
really pretty, and then she was like old.
Early teens.
Hmm?
Okay, it's called just misremembering. Was the cat?
I made it up.
This dream was not part of anything, but
I just
I'm
made it
gonna
up.
steer it into it. Because
Okay,
it worked.
hell
I
yeah.
thought you said that she was in her
Um,
early teens, Casimir.
Really?
Why
That's
have I got your accent now?
Very interesting.
How long have I
I
been
don't
doing
know.
this?
Uh,
Witchcraft.
uh,
Witchcraft.
And
Bloody
it's
witchcraft.
suddenly
What is going on?
Strad. I want to suck your blood.
I don't know what was in this dinosaur, but it's funny on its own.
One.
Okay,
Getting us back on track a
Yes,
little
please.
bit. Where is
Yeah,
the
no.
grave? Or
There is
the
no
resting
grave.
place?
He's-
Where did it die?
There is-
Show me.
There is a rock.
We haven't got time for this.
We most certainly have time for this.
How long
Do
march,
It
Casimir?
was a couple miles, I think.
It's just
towards
a couple of
fields.
miles.
A couple of miles to the north, I think. There is a
Yes.
large, prominent rock, and it was
There's an island on the middle of big fields.
this side of the rock, but we the pool would be less than a foot. It wasn't big.
How important is it that we go there? Because seriously, we need to push on. Like we are wasting
Verifying
time.
this thing's death is the most important thing to the civilization.
Well, it died. I saw it die. So
It seemed pretty dead, but
I mean, you weren't there.
would it
but-
be sufficient
wait.
if our wolf friend went and confirmed? He would be fast.
He's gone.
Oh, we could. Well, he's probably nearby. I imagine he's watching us now. I don't think he would let a bunch of strangers hang around his secret retreat for too long.
Speaking
Wolf
of-
friend, might I catch the name?
Uh,
What do I call you?
Is he gone? Is he here?
Is he? His name was Devon. He
Mr.
seemed like a
Devon.
very nice man.
I think Delilah was asking
Oh,
some
Devon,
information
what
about
their name was.
Oh, that you were asking for their name, Devon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devon.
Devon? Okay, perfect. Well, quite frankly, I think it's quite important, but if Devon can go and verify it, we can continue with the rescue mission.
Devon is not here.
What the fuck?
Devon left.
is
Yeah, he left.
Tiny Gunt back yet from his mission?
Tiny guy.
Ah,
My homunculi.
No.
Okay.
What sort of speed did it have?
Yes, I think
Do you know?
60-foot fly speed. I think.
Hmm.
So it's pretty swift
Move at twice our speed.
through the air.
assuming.
Okay.
64.
So, based on your sort of knowledge of the area and the map you
Yeah.
had, traveling at sort of double the speed that you guys would be effectively, you gather that it would probably be reaching Barmere about now.
Oh, okay, so we've got a while longer. Fair enough.
So we'd be talking another maybe 6 days for it to get back to you.
Well, look, if this is so important, then, and he looks at Zara, I defer to you. It's your brother who is trapped, so we have every intention of going and finding the survivors, but you would
Well,
be
I-
Let's rescue the brother first.
No, we need to check. Yes, I want to rescue Brockville, but this is as important to Lila.
seriously?
This thing ate my sister.
Fine.
It-
Let's head out. Let's
let's
not
be
waste
brisk,
time. Let's
shall
go.
we?
Let's go. Right. Grab everything. What do we need? Where's Boyko? Get Boyko.
Get
Get
Boyko.
Boyko. I'm not gonna forget it this time.
The MVP, Boyko.
Boyko, I'm gonna get Boyko.
Emerges from out around the edge of the cabin, sort of
From the
very
shadows.
nervous about the fact that
He
there
is
have
a
been
good boy.
wolves and dinosaurs and all sorts of shit.
Poor Boyko.
And,
Magical vortex.
I will remember him from now on. I am really scared to
we'll
bring
see.
you on, Boyko, but we'll see how it goes. Okay.
Look, if we can promise to find this thing, we can rescue the brother first. If it is dead, then I'm just hoping it is actually dead. But there's a live person we need to rescue.
Well,
Put my own personal feelings aside.
is it an
Are you
actual
sure?
threat to society, or is it just a big bad monster like everything else that's here and trying to kill us? Assuming that any of this is true and it's not actually just our dead somewhat friend.
Just imagine a monster that got stronger every time it ate, gained the abilities of those it ate, and has very big ambitions.
He did talk a lot about wanting to take over a town or a kingdom.
Yes, it tried
Great,
to
it's already
take-
started.
It tried to get the tribe of goblins on to like command it and stuff, but it didn't quite
Well-
manage.
Right.
Or did it?
It is a point of honour that I have given this Zhiro, whatever he may be, my condolences and wished him well into the afterlife. So, if he is a monster, I would prefer to know.
I'm telling you as much. I don't quite know where it came from, but it was running roughshod over our campus, really eating people. At least the caretaker whose face it took, and my own sister. I very much wanted dead.
Well, it is a few miles. It won't take us too long, but we're losing time as it is. I must just 1 second. I wrote a note to Devon thanking him and apologising profusely.
Okay.
And leave it on the door.
Let's set out. Let's move. And
What direction are we going?
Casimir is just
North,
getting on the.
I think.
North?
He'll take the lead on this and just
Follow.
go.
Follow him.
He's like, "Come on, let's go," and he's walking with Boko behind him.
Yeah, if I'm not portraying it well
Okay.
enough, Lila is extremely conflicted. Really wants to see this thing in the ground, but there's also a person to rescue. So I feel like
Yeah, Casimir is very he's like no bullshit about this. He's like, right, come on, let's go, come on, like
very well.
he's just walking.
He's
And my
disappearing.
sheath.
He's like, I haven't got time for this. Let's just get it done quick, you know.
Okay.
Just steal the sheath off you, or just ask for it, really. But so yeah,
Yeah, I suppose we head back to the.
Whereabouts is Gun when we're walking?
I was probably going to be last because
are we continuing on our journey south, or are we
Heading-
heading back?
I
To the body.
I think we're
to
heading
where-
back to the
to-
body.
Yeah. Or what the body would be.
So if it's only a couple of miles, it won't take too long.
Yeah.
Okay,
No
cool.
detour this.
So yeah, we make our way back north towards the long grass, and as you get a little bit closer, some flashbacks of this creature just emerging out of the grass, just claws and teeth just straight at you, cutting sort of flashes in the back of your brain.
Yeah. Perhaps we should.
Casimir's
Oh, sorry.
in the grass. Casimir's gonna get his greatsword out, and he's gonna actually walk with it and just sort of use it to just move the grass apart.
Just scything his way through.
Or yeah, just already drawn, you know.
And Gunt's kind of walk at the back, but turned around, so he's keeping an eye out behind us with his warhammer equipped, and just say to how's your character pronounced, Dethan?
just Lila
Lila?
or
Okay.
Delilah. What doesn't matter.
Hey there, Delilah.
That's the song I couldn't get out of my head. So that's why she's in that.
If you know how to use that sword, I'd recommend that you keep it unsheathed. This is where we were ambushed, and well, I nearly died. This Zhiro, whatever he is met his end.
Kind of looking solemnly at the sword, but nods. Putting some pieces together.
I'm keeping my eyes open for any scaly buggers,
Scaly bugger. Yeah.
because now I know they're delicious. I'm gonna eat the whole clan of them. It's revenge.
As you approach the area of long grass, you perception checks.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have Zero's expertise?
That's the wrong one. There he is. Perception. Boop. Did that go? I didn't hear a boop. Oh, there you go.
There's a
What?
boop.
7. But I'm so hyper alert. I'm also very short in tall grass.
You boys,
so-
you boys don't see nothing. Delilah, you also don't see anything. You're keeping your eye out over the grass, but there doesn't appear to be any movement. You make your way on grass to the edge of where the sort of rocky outcropping in the middle of it sat, where Zhiro had fallen, where you expect to see this liquefied, puddly mess that's on the ground where you had left it, but you don't.
Are any of his things that we didn't take still there?
Fuck.
Yeah, is there anything? What is there?
It could have soaked into
in the area?
the ground. Is it rained in the night?
I don't remember rain.
Maybe
Does it
some.
look like
some
it's rained?
His clothes, his belt, and his pack, they're all gone.
I mean, his pack was
Well,
taken.
that's a
by
bit suspicious.
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
anything that was
Was
left
left,
with
yeah.
him is not there anymore.
Can I have grabbed his hat as well as we were leaving?
Yeah, one of you guys have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I
talk
want to
about it
check
while
for
you're in the
tracks
cabin.
around where it would be. I want to check for tracks and markings.
And I'll help him with
And
that.
roll me a survival check with an advantage, or you can roll separate ones.
I can do advantage because I got pretty good
Yeah.
survival. Oh wow, that
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
that's canon. Let's see
any-
if I would have
Pretty
beaten.
good survival.
I'm pretty good at survival.
Oh yeah,
Kind
I'm
of a
pretty
big
I'm a
deal.
good.
survivalist myself.
Yeah, you even with Delilah's help, you can't find any evidence to where it would have gone. One of so that dinosaur corpse is gone. Two dinosaur corpses are still where they were, or two of the dinosaur corpses are still where they were. Both show some evidence of having been gnawed on to a certain degree. They've shifted from the position that they fell in. Both bellies have been ripped open. Sort of entrails are on the exterior on some of them.
Can I check what kind of, if I can tell what may have been gnawing on them? Like wolves
Roll me a nature
or
check.
something else? Getting quite a bit of the Thing vibe going on at the moment.
Yeah, can I roll as well on this? 'Cause if I'm, like, hunting down-
Ryman rolling like a pro.
No, we can keep the 6 if you want. It helps Zio.
No,
get it.
roll as well. That's fine.
Okay, a nature? Where the fuck is nature? That's a skill I never use. 10. It looks dead to me, man.
We just over the dinosaur poking.
There is some sort of, you can just sort of see some grooves in some of the exposed bone that would suggest that there's been some teeth, but can't really tell what size it was, or what may have caused them.
It's just wolves, probably wolves. It's fine.
Probably.
I mean, regardless of what ate these creatures, the body's no longer here.
Or maybe it got eaten.
Whatever
clothes.
ate the.
Didn't you say it was goop? Would a
Well,
wild
yes,
animal
maybe-
eat goop?
Maybe eat the clothes and. You don't know that there's weird things on this fucking continent. I tell you,
Yes, and there's one
Weird
very much
things.
weirder thing now.
I've never seen weirder things in my life than in the past few days.
How many of those were the monster I'm talking about?
The one of them. Yeah,
One of them.
Probably.
one or two definitely.
Either way, it's not here.
Yes.
Thing,
Well,
yes. This
so-
thing needs a couple of seconds to disappear into society. At this point,
if you
it's
want to
long gone.
carry on looking, you are free to do so. But I'm gonna go look for Brookville now.
I want to do that as well.
We are coming with you.
Okay. And
Oh.
Khazimir just like looks towards the jungle and just kind of like looking towards the jungle. He just looks at Gun and just rolls his eyes. And
Gun will linger at the last and look down at the patch where Zhiro should have been and give a wistful look before realising I can't see over this tall grass and catching up with the
Pushing the grass apart.
And so you push through to sort of where you would have come out of the other side of the grass had you not nearly been eaten by dinosaurs. And you pick back up the deep, slithering trail of these snake people.
Gunt.
Continuing sort of south. The jungle's getting closer now, and you can see it, and you can see that you're getting closer to it. You'd probably say that you would reach the jungle by nightfall.
Okay. I'm gonna Gunt. I'm gonna like look back, trying to shout him over to me to the front.
Awkwardly walk past the two people between us. Courteous nod. Hello. Yes, Khazimir.
Right. Two things. First of all, let's have a conversation so they don't think we're talking about them. The jungle up ahead. Are you any good at scouting? Are you good at looking? How are you any experienced? That sort of thing.
Is this the conversation we're meant to be having so they won't know that we're talking about them?
Yes, but also I'm curious.
Oh, all right, okay.
But also this other shit.
I suppose I got my thingy open on stream. My card sheet.
It's just good to know,
If we're underground, I might be of some use. But,
that's good. That's good. Dark, yes.
Yes, tend to do well in the dark.
Okay,
Not so much in jungles. Yes, we may be relying primarily on your tracking abilities, I'm afraid.
Okay. What about spotting distance? Are you short-sighted or anything? I need to know these things.
No, my eyesight is fairly good, just a few feet lower than the average.
Right. Okay. That's fine. Well, the second thing
Good sense of
is,
smell, actually.
Oh.
Or
Just like a dog, eh?
Well, or someone who can just smell well. All the men in my family have
I
it.
guess.
Good sense of smell.
But dogs smell well.
Well,
They do.
you smell awful, so it's always interesting how that works out, isn't it?
Khazimir's like, I don't think that was a compliment. Right. Well, anyway. Second of all, well, I trust you, I think. So I will say to you, just be careful of those. Toffs are nobody to trust. I tell you, they control everything.
I'm just looking
Not even
over my shoulder
not
to see
even
how
the-
far away are they? As you're talking about them.
Like 5-10 feet. Just standard marching order distance.
I'm just gonna like rustle more with my feet to make more noise and like whisper more.
At least Delilah does not seem to be paying attention to whatever you're saying.
And
Talking to
Sarah's sort of just
Are they talking
seems
about
to
us
be-
at the same time?
yeah.
basically, yeah. And just looking around at the wide space, the nature that they're
I
finding
suppose it's all
themselves
new
in
to them.
is
Yeah.
very, very different from the 7-pointed star where they've come from.
I tell you, this is nothing to be trusted.
I thought that was Sarah.
Seriously,
Sounding very feminine there.
It's almost like there's an echo. So the same words that you're saying seem to be being sort of echoed behind you.
Is that one octave higher?
Yeah.
what? Let's make some distance before I carry on.
Oh,
He's gonna just speed up a little bit. But can you just check over here, just up ahead, Gunt, for me. Hold on, I'm just gonna catch up to you.
Um,
I'm gonna try and get a little bit more distance.
Got short enough. He has to kind of run. It looks really suspicious.
He's gonna roll his eyes and just decides to play along. Well, of course, Casimir, I'd be happy to. Like really loudly and monotonously. And
Again,
wanders off
completely
ahead.
free insight check here. The girls are not paying attention. You could be speaking out loud and they would not hear you.
Oh, I think we may be safe
Silly
to talk
bastard.
for a while now, Casimir.
Are they far away now?
Yes, they also appear to be having a conversation of their own, most likely about
Okay.
me running off ahead into the distance. But
Okay, good. Okay, let's be quick. They are not to be trusted. I tell you, even the leaders of the world are puppeted by the toughs in the big. What do you call them? You know the.
towers?
What
I
do you
think
call?
wizards tend to live in towers.
Yes, the wizards. You know the 7-star thing. You know that thing. They control everything. I tell you.
Well, while we're having this conversation,
So do not trust.
can I interrupt and get us to roll our skill checks for this leg of the journey?
Ah, yes.
I was really worried you're
Oh,
going to say
yeah.
initiative. No, I want to hear more insane ramblings.
That's fall, everyone dies.
So, skill checkaroonies.
Which skill would you like to use and why? I'd like to go first.
May I go first?
You
I
may,
would-
Gunt. How
How close are we to the jungle? Is it after this round of checks? We'll be more or less there.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I was going to keep an eye out for any kind of evidence of the centaurs before we enter the jungle.
Okay, and how would
So
that help you? Would you sort of say perception then?
yeah, I'm trying to get an idea. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm looking out to see if we're being followed by Zhiro.
Okay.
Because Gagan's paranoid now.
Good.
Roll me a
Be
perception
paranoid.
check.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, 5.
You're
Might
fairly
as well
confident
be.
that you're not being
Followed
followed.
by. Okay.
But your vision is obscured by the two girls who are walking behind you.
And all the grass.
And the fact that I'm quite sure. Ah. Poor
Okay.
guns.
Before I
But-
decide on mine, if you want mine now.
Yeah, I'll tell you yours now.
What was the road ahead looking like before the jungle? Is it like does it look very ambushy or things like that, or does it look no
Goblins
I'm
hanging
talking like
from
is
trees.
is it low sort of vision, like restricted vision, or is it quite open and
It's relatively open. I mean, it's not sort of dissimilar from a lot of the terrain you've been through already. There's
okay.
clusters of trees, some larger rocky outcroppings. I guess the closest description would be some like some of the tors on like Dartmoor and stuff. That they range in size from sort of quite significant hills to just apparently just this massive rock that just exists in the space.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
Oh.
like massively clear, but also it's relatively kind of medium clear.
What I was gonna say is, I was gonna use my deception to pretend like I don't think there's any scheming going on behind the 7-pointed star members behind us. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna use my navigation, I guess survival, right, for navigation stuff to navigate us in ways that would avoid, like, keep to the more avoid places that are good for an ambush is my intention, right? So
Okay.
avoid trees that are hugging both sides.
Yeah, sort of just give those
yeah,
areas a slightly wider berth
yeah,
rather than sort of
exactly.
going
Yeah.
directly into
Be extra
the
careful.
direct ravine that sort of
Exactly.
hangs
Yeah,
between two
Arrows
rocky
sticking out of the
outcroppings.
ground all over the place.
Precisely that. I don't want any
That oddly
overhangs
square
over
patch
me.
of like leaves that seem to
Yeah.
have been laid out on the path for some strange
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
Okay,
if there's
roll me a
if
survival
there's an
check.
overhang, I'm walking further from it. If there's trees, I don't want to go right next to them. Bushes, I'm gonna do a wider thing around them, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a
Oh
survival
my
check.
god, man!
Okay. And
Why am I so
uh,
bad?
Lila, how
Wise.
would you like to try and
I
progress the
should go for the
journey?
deception thing.
I'm going to lean more on Lila for all this stuff because obviously I don't want to
Hopefully, I roll well.
dig in too
Oh.
much into your guys' fun with Sarah.
Okay.
She's sort of just a passenger along for the ride.
Yeah. Okay. Well, given her specific fighting style, like acoustics and ambient magic, like it all kind of plays as almost as much as actual sword play, into like how she fights and operates. So she is going to try and like get a good feeling for the I want to say ethereal, but that's a different type of magic technically. For the ambient magic and the acoustics that would be related to her spellcraft, and just like get used to this new terrain because it's quite different from the city, I would imagine.
Okay.
So she's trying to acclimate herself before the need for like intense combat happens.
So which skill is it you would like to use?
Arcana.
Arcana.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's trying to figure out how her magics are going to work in this part of the world.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check.
Goddamn, we are not doing good today. 11's
Oh,
good.
At least it's not a
right?
combat
did,
session so far.
Oh, no, you said it.
Okay.
So far.
5 perception, 6 survival, and 11 Arcana.
Angus is like 10
Acoustics wise,
dinosaurs.
How bad are we?
Whoops! I just spilled my drink.
Unless Dale wanted to help me out figure out the magic as a fellow spellcaster. It all depends on if you want us to get us to the forest or ambush just with 15 number hulks.
Just booting up my extra character.
Yeah, probably wise.
So at this point, nothing specific happened. Really, you lose the tracks for a while with a shocking 6 on the survival roll. And it takes you a long time to find them again, and even then it's become very difficult to keep track of them. You don't sense any magic. It's difficult to sort of gauge the acoustics without sort of making a significant amount of noise, and the journey seems to be relatively quiet from the rest of the people. You reach the jungle's edge, but you're not 100% sure if you are at the point of entry into the jungle that they entered the jungle.
What kind of? Is there any daylight left?
Yeah, there might be a couple of hours of daylight. I guess the question is, do you want to head straight into a rest in the jungle, or
We should take the remaining daylight and find a good place to camp, somewhere secluded.
Agreed. I don't want to be walking into a forest of all places. Tired. Gotta do-
I don't want to do it in the dark.
I mean, the dark doesn't bother me, but it seems sensible.
Doesn't bother me either, but the commander here.
Yes.
Points to
Plus, I want to see a square triangle in that light. Anyway.
I can't see.
Well, then
What is Sarah?
She's a human.
Oh, great, right.
another one of those.
Okay, instead of saying commander, then she says Sarah. I want to make sure Sarah's safe.
Well, Khazimir, whereabouts would we recommend we pitch up?
Let's see. I'm thinking. Is there something that would resemble like a smaller area that kind of resembles what Devon has, like a maybe in between a bunch of bushes and trees? That would be an
So
ideal.
now, having spent the journey avoiding all the patches of trees, you know to find one to sleep in.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Roll me a. I'll take another survival check. I think
Okay.
for finding a good spot to camp.
Oh my!
Oh
Carl,
my
I'm gonna need you to roll
God.
better.
You're letting the team
Wow.
down.
Wow.
Just scrolling back up, and your highest roll so far has been 13.
7, 6,
2
8
hours in.
on
we rolled a
advantage.
13.
8, 13.
13
Yeah,
and a natural
6,
one.
Natural 1, 6, yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I've never had that.
Oh. Hopefully Azulu here can give us some better luck. They tuned in last week.
Hello.
And got some hooks,
Hey!
apparently. Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for joining in. I'm
We're
glad
rolling
you,
really
glad you
badly.
got by last week, and I'm glad you
wow.
enjoyed it. Enjoyed enough to come back today as well.
To watch
Yeah.
us
Hopefully you
suffer.
can start rolling a bit more fab. We're not doing well now.
We are on the edge of the jungle.
You are, and Casimir is currently trying to find a good, secure place to camp.
And there's been weird
Actually,
stuff going on.
as that's happening, you hear from the south this distant but loud, shrieking roar.
So that's from the
And
jungle.
then, yeah,
Rather
I
than
don't
the
suppose
place.
that's your brother, is it?
yeah, from the south. Quite distant, but loud, considering its distance. You're
Yes,
difficult to tell how far away it is because of how loud it was.
well, that settles that.
What was that?
question. Loud.
And let me take
Big. I
perception
assume.
checks from everyone. actually.
If I haven't already, I'm casting Mage Armor.
Perception. Come on, high roll.
All I'm gonna
Oh,
say
big
is
money, big
whatever
money. 16.
whatever it is, I believe that with 4 people we should be able to fight a lot better. And I'm gonna try and get the others, if there's enough time, if there's 10 minutes before any fight, then I will spend that time trying to
As we
inspire.
whisper quietly.
Okay.
Hoping
So
I would
we
say
can-
you're
you let me know if
ethically
it
aware
comes
Guns
into-
with
Okay. Yeah, I'd say sort of towards the last 2 minutes of your inspiring speech, as you're trying to find somewhere suitable to camp.
Multitasking. Love it.
Sarah,
I'm not doing a good job
looks
of looking, so
like she's sort of looking over at the jungle. It's almost like her attention's been drawn away from the speech. And Gunt, you are drawn there as well. You seem to hear the the faintest like.
What's that?
You're not being picked up. Whatever you're wiggling about, Angus.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
picking
it's
up for
gone
some reason,
quiet.
but I'm
Yeah,
guessing it's
it's not
like
doing it.
wings beating sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that that's not picking that up. So,
Either that or like a small child wading through a pool.
my noise gate's obviously set low enough that it's not picking
Like
it up.
a whooshy sound.
A whooshy sound. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
There you go.
As me trying to do
You need to say
good
it.
sound
You
effects, like
know?
I'm just
You
saying a
just say
fucking
it
word,
instead of
like a pleb. That Mercer doesn't have these problems.
yeah, right.
Is that the ocean? No, wouldn't be able to hear the shore from here.
What's that?
What is that?
What is what?
Shh, listen,
What a winged creature.
Do I hear it?
it's a bloody big one.
What were the other rolls? 12.
Perception was bad.
Did
I
you roll a
didn't do- I didn't
perception?
do- I
You didn't
didn't
roll a
do it.
perception.
Oh shit, I didn't.
2.
Come on. Oh, it's
11.
11.
Okay. Better than
So yeah, Sarah and Gunt have heard it, and then about a minute later, Lila, you start to hear it as well, and shortly after, Khazimir, you hear it too.
Get to cover.
Does he finish the speech?
Yeah, to get to cover is the last
The
words.
last- We're all kind of zoned out until we hear it.
We can do it. We can
And,
fight. Get
and
the
as
cover.
you say this, to the east along the tree line of this jungle, this huge black winged creature just soars out over the plains.
Can we dash into some bushes, hide something?
I'm already there.
Yeah, roll me stealth checks.
Stealth. Hey.
Why did I
Oh, I got
change
heavy
my
armor
Why did I
on.
change my
Shit, yeah.
armor to the stupid heavy one?
I'm not even gonna. Oh god.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay. And
I like that it
Sarah
does it
rolled
automatically.
what did she roll?
Wait, did
Rolled,
Is that right?
She got 20. Okay. So as a group roll, it's enough successes to negate Casimir's shocking failure.
Shocking.
And you're able to tuck yourself under the canopies of the trees and peer out at this creature that is soaring. You see it at one point dive towards the ground, and you see just this gout of something coming from this creature's mouth as it then comes to land beyond your vision.
Does Gunt recognize the shape of it as to what it might be?
Roll me a nature check.
Also, I forgot to say, Angus, that I would have wanted to swap back to the infiltrator armor in the morning.
Okay,
That's okay.
fine.
Don't think the up close thing is good for me. Nature. Where the hell is my thing gone? There it is. That's a mighty 6. Specifically what he's wondering if it is.
It wasn't a particularly high DC. This was more of a don't roll a 1
Oh,
roll.
big, massively.
Yeah, Ed, did you get the impression that this is quite probably a dragon?
Oh Christ!
Oh.
I'd better.
Oh.
Gun
Have we
wants to see it real bad.
have we
A
ever
large black dragon.
Gun.
have we ever
Anyone's
fought a
head
dragon
is like
in
slowly
our
peeking
campaign?
up.
Only in a one shot.
yeah.
We like
Not
the
in
one
a
I
campaign
ran
ever.
for
Holy shit, yeah.
the Dragonborn one shot that I ran. You
We,
fought a
like-
dragon, but
Like from this group, me, Angus, Desmond have been in this group what 8 years now or something? We've not
Yeah, it's been a
played
long time.
dragon in a campaign.
Minute, fuck.
And Michael
never
for
fought a
years now
dragon.
as well. That's crazy.
You'll just hear Drake, and then start slowly crawling a little bit closer, try and get a better look.
Oh no!
Khazimir going to put his hand on him.
It's very far away.
Sword to the ground, sword down to the ground, sort of beyond the ridge of a hill. You'd be talking sort of an hour or two's travel back in the wrong direction to try and.
He's still going on his hands and knees. It'll be a few minutes before he realizes how stupid it is.
Is it gone?
It appears to be.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's probably maybe 15 or 20 minutes before. You can't hear it at this point, but you see the shape of it slowly start to rise above the ridgeline that it had descended behind. It took it out of your view. And you see its wings flapping as it starts to gain altitude, and you can see there is something hanging from the claws of it.
Where is that? To the east or to the where?
This is up towards the north.
North. Okay.
From my additional 20 feet that I've managed to crawl, Angus, can I get confirmation of the color?
Yeah, no, it's black. You had a pretty good view of the color of it as it flew out.
Can I get an idea of age?
Over the
Or size?
not with that nature roll.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
But it's a sizable creature. Like it's big.
It's not a little babby.
No.
I think would kill us immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll slowly crawl my way back to the group once it's departed.
Okay. Was that what I think it was?
It was
Well, we say
common.
departed.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
the
so
way.
much departing as it's sort of turning and flying back towards the jungle and you.
Okay, duck again.
Yeah.
We're back in the.
Tell you what, I will take new stealth rolls for this new hiding.
Alright. We have more time to do it now, right?
Can I
Okay.
give Sarah guidance before we do our stealth check?
Pardon?
What? What?
Guidance?
Yeah. It'll just be a D4 to her stealth.
Okay.
Can I get it?
No, not
Already
you.
rolled it? Alright.
Who you casting that on?
Sarah.
Okay.
With any luck, if things go really sideways, they can leave these two to die and go rescue the brother.
Sort of stealth, sorry.
20 stealth. Hey, boy. Okay. Delilah gets a
17.
20. Nice. You don't have disadvantage, do you?
No, I'm in my infiltrate hall. And also,
Nice.
yeah, Gun's tiny. And he's been training for this. Been training for this his whole life.
With the D4 coming out at a 4, that's like a 21 on
Nice. Okay.
stealth. So
Yeah, Delilah will see the dragon circle back and just like grab Sarah's head and just try to keep down.
Or under the undergrowth. And yeah, it soars back, and it's quite low, and as it's flying, it's literally sort of almost just above the canopy as it sort of returns into the jungle.
Do we get the size of it at that point?
Khazimir can roll me a nature check if you like.
Oh.
Can I roll one too? I'm quite keen on dragons.
Oh my god!
Okay, well, if you
It's
want
a
to just
sparrow, obviously.
it's a big ass spell.
That's a big.
Badly you are rolling. 12. Okay.
I imagine dragons are like well known enough in Magic Circle.
They're also a band.
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say like.
Perfect name to be just be mentioned offhand.
was like, imagine the dragons are well known.
Even I know who they are.
Yeah,
Well-known
I've heard of them.
musicians, All of the
It's-
band members of Imagine Dragons are blade singers.
It's difficult to tell. It is difficult to tell if it's sort of borderlining between sort of large or huge.
He big.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I still don't want to fight it, for the record. I'm not as terrified, but I don't want to fight it.
As it's flying,
And as it sort of flies over, you could see the creature that's hanging from its claws is one of the aurochs that you'd seen on your travels. But just like half of the flesh on sort of the front, its face and its front quarter, is the flesh is just slawing off. Yeah, you can see sort of bare bone that's seems odd.
Yeah, Khazimier's just staying still until
Almost
it's
as if the
completely
flesh had been sort of stripped off it through, or like alchemical means or something.
As it flies over and passes, Gunt will stand and kind of mesmerised to try and get a better look.
And as you hear the whoosh whoosh of the wings, as it sort of continues to fly away, it's starting to fade. You notice how quiet the jungle is to yourself.
Can
Something that had been quite noisy and quite vibrant and quite sounding full of life had almost sort of dropped to a deathly silence.
can Gunt count on his fingers the seconds that he can still hear the sound of the wings, and then make note of what direction?
Yeah. Seems to be heading directly south. Difficult to gauge distance. It's a couple of seconds before you start to, or probably about a minute before it fully disappears from your earshot.
Okay, so he can get a rough idea of at least how far it is to a minimum distance to wherever it's going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We need a good place to camp.
Zari joined the group and said, perhaps undercover might be a good idea to know.
Yes.
And no
Perhaps just
fire, I
that.
suspect.
That
Maybe not.
may be worth going without. Did you see what colour it was?
Black.
It
Just
looked
the night sky.
black to me.
I thought so. Right. Very well. It's
On either side of its face.
Side of its face?
Huge horns on
Horns.
either side of its
Horns?
face. Horns, yes,
Typical
like
black dragon.
big horns that come down.
That's like Zhiro.
No,
like
those would be
Zhiro,
more like
no.
red dragon.
Yeah, to pointy up on the head. These ones come down for more like a minotaur or a bull.
Like the devil cow.
Or like
thing.
in insects pincers.
Wait, are you telling me that the devil cow is real too? Because you have the clip, the clubs, and the devil. No, that can't be.
What is he talking about?
It's,
He sort of looks
what
to
you
Gun.
it's
said,
hard
the
to tell, and often
minor
it's not
Thor.
worth trying to figure out precisely what he's on about. Some kind of creature that he thought was mystical is probably real, and it's taking you a bit of time to get used to adjusting with it. He gets there
Oh.
eventually.
It
But,
is ridiculous how many things I've seen.
It is, Casimir. Lila, You said you mentioned red
That was
dragons.
so condescending, all of it.
The horns would go up on a red dragon.
You've-
This one is from the
Have you seen a red dragon, or is this from
only-
studying in your
from
In
studying it.
books.
what?
Thankfully, haven't seen any red dragon. Put it that way.
No, that's the closest I want to come to seeing one in real life.
Yes, it would be a shame. I'd be interested in hearing more about these books when we've made camp, though, if you would be so kind.
So books are like lots of pieces of paper that are all bound together. It's usually covered with leather.
Can't
or
remind me what a
something.
book looks
And-
like, just to help them.
Well, like this, and she pulls a spell book out from sort of under a cloak, and see, look, there's paper inside, and the paper has writing on, and it tells us things.
Gunt takes out his notebook he's been making the maps in and just writes down.
Which is a book.
Just writes down, surrounded by idiot. Underline.
Also, she looks like embarrassed at the point where we pull this book out. She's like, oh, you knew what the book was.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I'll assume it is the company kept rather than individual character that is led you astray on that point. Looks over at Khazimir. But the contents of the books would be specifically the concepts and narratives provided by the author rather than the ink and the paper that makes up the actual physical item itself. If you've got time
On
later.
any particular subject, or
Well, dragons in general, but particular reds would be. If you could recommend a reading list, or if you have anything on you, just a fancy of mine, but you can wait until later.
Gond.
I would strongly recommend the a book entitled "The Treasury of Dragons" by the esteemed wizard author Fizban.
Fizban. I'm not familiar with the name. Have you?
He's an eminent resource on dragons of all kinds and all ages, their reproductive habits, their temperaments, their behaviors. It's
Have
really
you read,
quite fascinating.
Copernicus, the Round's treatise on environmental distribution of different dragon species? It's quite an interesting
Have.
take.
Yes, but only once.
It was required reading in my fourth year at school.
Oh, that is good. The trouble with dwarven libraries is it's always hard to know what's out of date. Unfortunately, they tend to be quite dated. but
Much of our
So
knowledge
quite-
on dragons is much outdated as well. We have very little information from first-hand sources on dragons. It's all copied from other texts.
Khazimir is just going Gunt through this whole
Gunt.
thing.
Gun.
Khazimir, at this point, he just got out his dice and he's just rolling them.
Well, we must compare notes later. Well, it's regardless of the circumstance, I'm sure that conversation will be very interesting moving forwards with yourselves with us.
Gond.
Khazimir.
Do me a favor. Check that book.
Which book? My maps?
No.
The
The one
Zara's book?
he just sort of he's just gonna sit. He's gonna go right up to him and sort of in his ear. Zhiro's book, the one I gave you
Oh.
last night.
I'd look over at the girls.
No, do not trust them.
No,
I
that
repeat,
was.
do not trust them.
Yes, Khazimir, thank you. How loud is Khazimir shouting in my ear? Do not trust them. As I'm trying to be tactful here. So, oh no, that was just.
I mean, as you're stood having a conversation with Sarah, sort of 5 feet from you about dragons, or have you tried to draw Gunt away from the beloved sister of your best friend? as you tell him not to trust her.
Well, no. I kind of like turning to try and hide my face as I'm talking to Khazimir. No one had mentioned the book until you did, Khazimir.
Well,
Should I roll a perception or should I just let this ride?
Just whispering over in the
I'm
corner
just
together.
telling you.
I
It
will.
seems important. I don't know.
As soon as I have a private moment, Khazimir, I will check the book. But for now,
Okay, well,
perhaps we should. And he looks over at the girls. No, I don't think, Khazimir, that's necessarily the best idea. Apologies. Khazimir was suggesting that we take particularly short watches because there's 4 of us, but I think we all will need to have our rest. He gets worried about these things, procedure and
we
structure.
need watches.
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
I can subside on only 4 hours of sleep. That is fine. Take the majority of the watch.
That's very impressive. I
For
As
student,
red flag detectors like
Khazimir, any should we perhaps do
Twitching,
watches
like,
in shifts? Would that make you feel better prepared, given that we have no real protection here?
I will take the last shift.
On your own or with one of the
On my-
girls? Okay, all right. If you're content for us to take individual shifts and aren't going to bitch about it in the morning, then that's fine by me.
If someone wants to do it with me, that's okay. But I'm.
yeah, I don't mind doing that
I want
last
the
one.
last one.
Can't figure out if Khazimir is intentionally being awkward.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's 100%.
Yeah, okay.
He's not comfortable with too heavy magic.
But
uses
he's just going to stay awake through the whole thing if he has to.
from- he would like to.
Well,
It's
if
not realistic, he knows, but he would like to in the ideal world.
Gunn's just trying to anticipate that Khazimir may not want both he and Gunt to be asleep at the same time.
Mm.
But
Okay.
whatever, Gunt will do as he's told. He is sleepy and just wants to talk about dragons.
Oh, picking up on that sort of vibe. How about we take the first one? How about you take the first watch, Mr. Gunt? We can talk about dragons a little. I'll get my rest, and by the time the last one comes, could also help with that one. There's a ritual I want to do in the morning, but I pull my fair share, and I can see quite well in the dark.
Sounds very reasonable.
Zara's sound asleep at this point. Just
That's good.
That may have
curled up on the
solved-
floor, like she's thrown her cloak over her head, and there's the gentle snoring, and light fart. She just drifts into sleep.
Gunt giggles.
Like throughout the night, Delilah will try to stick next to Sarah. Probably closer to Gunt than Khazimir, because he at least seems amiable. Like he can hold a conversation.
Khazimir just glaring at you in the dark, holding his sword.
He's just like,
My eyes shine back, his doesn't.
Okay, so what's the order then? Gunt first.
So
with-
yeah, what's the rest order or the watch order?
Casimir wants the last one.
Why don't you take the middle one? I'll take the first rest and then.
Casimir can't see
Go
shit
back.
in the dark.
Yeah, Gun.
No, not Casimir. Gunt in
Oh,
the
okay.
middle.
Yeah, Gun will take middle because he's got super night vision.
So as you pass out, Casimir, you just see these glowing ember eyes staring at you. You get the feeling it might just be intentional to fuck with you. A little bit of like obstinate teenager. Like, fuck you.
So can I have perception roll from the
Of
first
course.
watch?
Who's first?
I'll be first, you second, Kaz
Okay.
third. That's deception, not perception. Yep. Fuck.
Okay.
You're too busy staring down Khazimier's sleeping body.
I mean, to be fair, he was threateningly sharpening his sword and looking at me.
In my general direction.
He's sleeping
very
with his sword like
specific
this,
direction.
and Boyko is right next to him. Also, yeah, he is wearing his hide armor instead of.
As sort of the hours have passed since the dragon's flight overhead, the sounds of the jungle have resumed. You can sort of just hear the breaking of undergrowth.
Can I just say, sorry, I think he would sleep in chainmail this night.
Okay.
Uncomfortable, but he's feeling extra pressured here. Carry on.
Yep. So you
swear
sort of
stuff
start
is
hearing the sounds of the jungle returning, the sounds of breaking twigs and things moving through the trees, just the general rustle of undergrowth, the calls of animals, the sounds of hunting and things being caught or escaping, and
Which is utterly delightful to Delilah. Like, there's a calmness to the city and like the ambient chaos, but this is like a special type of just like chill and relax. Maybe when she's done or
lo-fi jungle
fucking
beats.
with them. What?
Said lo-fi jungle beats.
Basically, yeah. Maybe when she's done either fucking with Casimir or he finally falls asleep, like the little toddler he is, she'll just like lean back and stargaze. So imagine those got quite rare in the city as well.
Yeah,
Except for maybe the big seven. But like
you have never seen a starscape like this. Just the sheer volume of stars that are visible in the sky is quite breathtaking. You can see almost like the faint shifting shades of I guess what would effectively be the Milky Way in the real life, but whatever it would be called in a fantasy realm.
The Snicker's way.
Yeah, just sort of like almost like faint magnetic interference that manifests like sort of the shifting lights of the aurora borealis. Just it's a beautiful view.
I want to be there except for the dragon. I would love to be there.
And your watch passes uneventfully. You wake Gunt for the middle watch.
I'll wake him like audibly, but I'll make like a little image on his chest of a little tiny dragon to have something fun to wake up to. Really, really tiny, really playful, like the size of a baby kitten.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay, guys.
You awake and there is a tiny little dragon in front of your face, or just a dragon in front of your face.
Gunt immediately attempts to crush it.
It
disappears.
Swearing
straight
loud.
through it.
Oh well, I mean, good morning, I guess. Good thing there wasn't an actual baby there.
How much does Gunt hate dragons? That wasn't funny.
No?
Remember we spoke about not... well, never mind. You want to know. My shift, is it?
I apologize if I touched a nerve. He seemed quite interested in dragon.
I am. Anything eventful?
The starscape is quite beautiful. Quite a big event in my own personal life. But as far as enemies, then no.
Too bright. Well, that's good, at least. It's not Right.
No. Being in the middle of the city, it's almost like all the stars are blanketing the ground. Quite fancy to see them up in the sky.
We don't have too many stars in Midgard. Tends to be, stone ahead. But I've seen better, I think.
Well, then I hope to see better as well.
I'm sure you will get your wish. But, yes. Sorry,
Anyway.
I'm a bit disjointed. It's not how I'm usually accustomed to waking up. Forgive my manners. Are you staying awake a while, or will you be going to get some rest?
Bit of in between. Are you familiar with elves?
I've met a few, but
Oh, how about the practices of meditation?
I knew an old human woman once who swore by it. She lived to be 80, and she was a habitual smoker, so must be something in it.
I balanced it out a bit. Okay, well, it's similar to that. I won't be fully out of commission, but as far as keeping watch, that'll be up to you.
Oh, all right. It'd be nice to have someone nearby anyway, even if it's just to meditate. I'll just be updating my maps and my book.
If you feel like talking, you'll probably influence my dreams, but I can't say I'll talk back immediately.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. When you're rested, we can perhaps catch up about dragons or some other subject. But he pulls out his little map book that he's got and sits down, and first he's just keeping an eye to how the meditation works, and at a point where he thinks that she's kind of focused elsewhere, he'll pull out Zhiro's book.
Okay.
While also checking every so often around to see if we're being
I'll
attacked.
tell you what, roll me
Yeah,
a
that's
perception check, and then just roll me a perception check to start.
Okay. Doop 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 doop. Doop.
Oh, great.
Do I not get anything for dark vision?
You don't get a disadvantage.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, you start sort of flicking through the book, and sort of much like Zhiro discovered, sort of as you flick through the early pages, it documents the arrival of completely write it down.
This was the book that was found in the Goblin Horde, right?
That was, yeah.
Or was it?
Well, as far as we know, Zhiro reported it was. Actually, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he say, like, "Oh, I found the book"?
Doesn't matter what he said.
Sensitive.
If you weren't there watching him, you don't know what happened.
Is this book possessing me?
Yeah.
So it sort of details the adventures of this wizard Godfrey, and his arrival in Arinor, and his adventures in sort of New Diminos, and the scrapes that he got into, and the friends he made along the way. And roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, we should do well on this one at least, surely.
Oh, I think
Surely,
so.
surely.
I believe in you.
Intelligence,
Come on.
say, boop. Really?
Never mind. Hey, 10. That's fun. Name.
Double 10.
Which adds
They're
up to 20.
just squarely average.
We've got dragons.
Yeah,
in the room.
you flick through sort of a couple of pages, and you start to sort of think, oh, it's pretty good with what he writes. He's pretty descriptive, and he seems to put an entry in pretty much every day, and he's been where we're going. And you start to skip forward sections of the book until you sort of start to find words that you're looking for, like jungle. And you find a section of the journal really towards the end of where there's anything written. You see amongst the pages a series of symbols, circles with a single line intersecting. And he talks about how that they carved these symbols into some trees with the bisecting line pointing in the direction that they were to travel in. There's a sketch of a flower of some description. It's simple sort of pencil sketch. There's no color to it. But he does talk about these flowers within the jungle that are very difficult to resist.
Okay.
He talks about this temple in the forest and these snake creatures within it. And then sort of the next entry starts with, we got it. And now we must make our way back.
Okay. But no sense of what it is and no mention of dragons.
No mention of dragons. No. There is, I suppose, there is mention of what it is, in the sense that it is an orb, some sort of green, almost metallic-y but stone material that is carved into the shape of a snake that's sort of been carved into the surface of this orb. Like the snake is sort of curved around it, with gems inset on the eyes and the teeth of the skull or the head of the snake. And just that it was very well guarded, and that it's obviously very sought after based on the price that they had been offered for it.
Do you have an idea of what that price is or who the offerer was?
No,
Okay.
there's not. It's the writing has shifted. Yeah, you gather from sort of the early days where there's a lot of names mentioned and probably some incriminating stuff in there in terms of what he's got up to. There seems to be more of a wariness in the writing towards the end, where names have obviously been excluded rather than sort of just neglected.
Right.
And yeah, there's a lot of the word. It's still chronicling their journeys and what they've been up to, but with a little bit more obfuscation in the writing compared to the earlier entries.
Okay. Cool. I make appropriate notes. Yeah, and carry on my 10 out of 10 kind of watch.
Hey, and
You know.
your rest also passes without too much impedance. There's nothing burst out of the undergrowth towards you. There's a, You think you hear sort of the low rumble of a growl, fairly close to you at one point.
Just sorry.
But nothing emerges, and come to the end of your watch. And how long does Lila need to trance for? Is it 4 hours?
Yes, just for.
Okay. And is she going to continue that trance into the next watch, or is she finishing up around the same time as Gunt is ending his watch?
Is his watch 4 hours?
Probably 3 each.
3? Okay. So she'll like come out of the trance when Cassie's mucking about. So not for a minute. For about another hour she's in.
So Gunt wakes Casimir for his watch, and Casimir, you see Lila just sitting cross-legged on the floor, just
My first good roll.
that is you actually your first good roll. Okay, and after about an hour of your watch, she emerges from the meditative trance that she's been sat in.
Oh, sorry. Before she does. Yeah, in the time before she does. I wanna, without waking, I wanna just like walk around the campfire a little bit. Do a little.
So you didn't
check
light
first.
a fire.
Oh yeah, not the campfire.
Where the
The
campfire
camp
would be.
The camp.
The camp.
Yeah, the camp.
Yeah.
Just around, like literally up to like 2 meters away. You know, like no more than that. Just like a little walk around and quietly. And if no one stirs, I want to just sort of stand over both of them, and I like not like maybe 5 feet away, but not like directly next to them. And I wanna. What have I got for like a light? I don't have very good light, but I don't want to light anything really. So if there is any sort of moonlight allowing me to see anything, I'd like to sort of. Nah, it's not gonna work, is it? My intent was that I just wanted to I just wanted to snoop around a little bit, but nah, without light it's not worth it.
And the moon is quite large in the sky. It's waning.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to
it's getting
hands-on
smaller
do anything.
from full. It was full a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. We were probably about a quarter moon.
Mm-hmm. They're from the 7-pointed star, right? They have
They are,
like I don't know how familiar I would be with them. I don't think I would be that familiar. I would have seen some before, definitely.
100%.
Especially being a
in a military unit and
in a
having
military,
been
yeah, and everything, yeah.
to the capital, they've got a heavy
Would have been
presence
exposed.
in the capital of the empire.
I just want to, knowing whatever I would know about them, I just want to get a vibe on their status within that, I guess.
Okay. Roll me
like in terms of
history
clothing, in terms of, you know, like, is there anything that can tell me anything about them? But history. Oh wow.
Nice.
Oh my god.
The robes that they're wearing and the age of them, you've never seen these robes like out in the city, like not in sort of new. What have I forgotten the name of?
Timonos?
Diminos, yes, that's why we have new Diminos. Diminos. The robes that you tend to see the representatives of the seven-pointed star wearing there are usually sort of a bit more ornate and decorative. These are quite sort of simple and utilitarian, I guess. And both of them have sort of stated that they were still at school. So possibly haven't finished their education with the seven-pointed star and being sort of assigned jobs or roles. You're not quite sure. They certainly haven't been sent. They don't match the descriptions or the visible aspects that you've seen other members of the seven-pointed star out on assignment.
So with you saying they haven't finished their education, in Khazimier's mind, that's they haven't finished their indoctrination. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna. I think he's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna feel a bit better about that. I think he's gonna get back to his watch for the most part. I think. Yeah.
How is his body language, both prior and after this kind of feeling a bit better about it moment?
I mean, before he would be 100% reserved towards them, like no trust. Like, well, no. With Brockville's sister, that there's a bit of that. Yeah, you're familiar, and you know, your sister, but he didn't tell me that she was, you know, that you were a magic user, the seven-pointed star. You know, like, what the hell? You should have mentioned that, right? Like that sort of thing. So he feels a bit like, yeah, just mistrusting on that. And then in terms of you, even more so, because he's never seen you before, and you're also not a human, so yeah. So he's a little bit yeah. But now I feel like he sort of once he saw the clothes, properly looked at it and everything, I feel like he sort of once he sits down, he doesn't stare at the two of you anymore as much. He kind of gets to his own thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I feel like there would be a vibe change kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
his suspicion is. Yeah, his levels of suspicion have gone from like there to okay. No, it might be okay. It might be alright. It might be okay. Let's leave it for now.
There's roll me a perception check.
Okay. And Carl, around Lila, you could see like the plant life kind of starting to flourish a bit. She
Witchcraft, get her. She's growing stuff.
Yeah, you have no idea that he was anywhere near you during that hour.
Good. It was pretty creepy.
Amazing on a perception check. At one point in the evening, or sort of coming into the morning, you get the feeling that you're being watched.
Great.
And as you sort of scan your eyes along the tree line sort of surrounding the camp, you catch sight of the glow of a pair of eyes.
Draw a sword. Immediately.
And then they just turn and disappear into the jungle.
I will remain with my drawn sword for a bit longer, for like at least another 15 minutes, and just scan. If not even half an hour, honestly, like until someone wakes, probably.
I mean, at this point, I suppose Lila would snap out of her trance-like state and see Khazimir, sword drawn, staring into the darkness of the jungle.
She doesn't react, but her hand slowly moves to her sword. She looks towards him for like situational guidance. Gives you a look of like what's going on.
I saw a pair of eyes. They're gone.
Okay. Well, you have my eyes now. I'll help you look out.
Are you one
Keep
of
these-
those night seeing people?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good.
Good.
So, there's like your natural one was on whether or not you became aware of
Mhm.
Casimir's inspection of you whilst you're in your
Yeah.
meditative and fully conscious and state. And so let's take another perception roll to see if you can see any evidence of what Gunt has, not Gunt, Casimir has just seen.
Okay,
Yeah.
16.
much better.
Mm.
You don't see a creature, but you do see the end of a tail disappearing into the jungle. A flash of white at the end, and in the darkness you can only see shades of grey. But the tail appears to be striped.
Mm.
Okay. So a wise person probably would have done a bunch of research on like the flora and fauna of this area. I think, given everything that was going on, Lila didn't.
Well,
Like-
I would probably say that you didn't really know where you were going.
Yeah, all the better.
You knew that you were heading to where Casimir was, but
Mm,
not where Casimir was in terms of the.
yeah, it's probably one of those like I should do research, but I don't know enough to what I need to research, so fuck
yeah.
it.
I should research the flora of the fauna of where we're going. Where are we going?
Yeah,
I
like,
don't know.
Fuck it. Like, just go with it.
Even grab a backup sword, leave.
So,
Okay. I'll communicate what I saw
yeah,
to the best of my abilities.
striped. Dangerous. I'll remain like on alert for the next bit, but if nothing happens, I'll return to the usual watch mode. And maybe strike up a conversation.
Okay.
So so what's your deal? Why are you here?
Seething and all-consuming rage. Also, I
Hey, me
would
too.
quite like. But also, I would quite like to help Sarah out, which means rescuing your squad mates.
Yeah, that's I know that one. I'm on about you.
What more do you want to know?
What's the rage?
Oh, I suppose you didn't hear me earlier. That thing you're calling Zhiro,
Yes.
it ate my kid sister.
Where? Your kid's sister or your sister who's a kid? Because if it
My
was a
actual
kid's
sister, who happens to be younger
then-
than me.
Okay, because if it was a kid's sister, then it would be also your kid, right?
Would that matter? I mean, I would still be
Well,
quite angry, right?
I just thought you would say my kid instead of my kid's sister. So that why?
Maybe it was the
confused.
sister of her kid.
I guess if it was a half sister, then it would work. Wait,
You
who
are the
said that?
commander of your unit.
I am in your brain.
Right. Okay. Well, that's bad.
And that's quite the impressive sky.
Yes.
Trying to use it to like
I
balance myself.
I don't study. I just go out and experience.
Okay. Experience is a type of study.
True. Yes.
Okay, well. I can't say I know much about you either. I got a little bit of
Good
the
talk.
brother.
Bye.
Well, I'll just I'll I'll mug about. Eventually I'll like sit down, start carving some runes into the ground.
Whoa,
Sit
whoa, whoa,
into the
whoa! What are
middle.
you doing there?
I'm
What's this?
I'm going to get us a scout.
Excuse me.
Have
I
you
used to
seen
have a
any?
scout.
Oh, okay, where are they?
Well, they're dead on a tree.
The dead on a tree.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna get one that'll be slightly more useful in the moment.
How?
I can summon it, an arcane creation of sorts. It would probably help if it
So
was of a creature that's around here. What type of animals have you seen? Preferably something small that can fly.
you're gonna take it from? Okay. I've seen wolves and I've seen
Anything that can fly?
fly. I
Yes.
saw that big pig. No, the dragon. Dragon. I think it was a dragon. Yes, it was a
Okay.
dragon. What kind of bird am I seeing?
You saw the thing that Gut made. The silly flying thing. The homunculus.
I've seen seagulls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen seagulls by the sea and such. They fly
Okay.
about sometimes.
Seagulls. That's at least sensible. Kind of strange coming from you. Okay. She'll focus down and create a little familiar that is in the form of seagull. Maybe with like slightly longer, like larger wings.
An albatross.
Well, I don't want it to be massive. I still want it to be small. Just as a little bit of like personal flair. It'd be like a mix between a seagull and a hawk, but more on the seagull side.
Stole too much chips from
That
the
sounds terrifying.
boxes in the bin.
Yeah.
It's
It looks like it'll bully all the other birds in the trees, but
It's a submission.
it is essentially just a seagull.
This bin is mine. You do not touch.
My fries. I own this chippy stand. Yeah.
That is what seagulls do around here, just for context.
hell
Seriously.
Dive bomb tourists.
It's really bad.
I'm gonna go through and break some of that episode. It's a little easier to read, but essentially, I can summon a person, a little creature, see through its eyes, and you know, if combat starts, it'll technically get on turn order. If you want, I could just do it on mine. But yeah.
Did one of my spellcasters have a familiar?
Yes, a little spider. Fellow cat. A little
Yes,
spider.
that was it. That was it. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. It's a good spell.
So
good.
what form is that taking?
A particularly jacked
the-
seagull.
Particularly jack. Okay.
A seagull that looks like it's in a really cheesy like 80s anime biker club.
If you have a look on the stream, is that more or less what you're on about there? Doesn't it?
Wait, you got a seagull on the stream?
Yes.
Birds,
Yes.
Birds with
Like,
arms.
but it can fly. Its arms are tied because it flew all the way in.
Boo.
Okay.
A couple of tokens. For
You make birds. That's Good.
Oh, they don't necessarily have to be birds, but I find them quite helpful. Do you want to name it?
Oh. Maybe. And he's gonna like think really hard. He's like, "Ugh. How about he's gonna hold he's gonna hold his bag. He's gonna open the bag just to get a glimpse of the arrow that he picked up from one of the bodies, and he's gonna go, Vlade.
Vladir?
Vlade.
Vladir. Okay. Write that in all 20 for me so I can remember it.
Okay.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
This one,
Vladir.
well, I just got to say, if I name it Vlade, you have to make it very, very bloodthirsty.
I can do that next time.
Oh,
The
Maybe
name
we
and
should
like
keep the
giving it a
name from-
personality is important while you're doing the ritual.
oh, right. So maybe call it something else for now, then, in case that's a disservice to that name, you know.
Oh well, part of art and creation is iteration, right? This could
Okay,
be
so
like the prototype Vladir.
Okay, so this is Vlade, and then it'll be Vlade 2, the second.
Okay, sure.
Good. This is the most I've ever agreed on things with an elf.
Gives you a look like, okay. Like, well, I hope we can agree on much more in the future.
Okay, so
Don't
you
invite
have
the
a-
family gatherings. Gotcha.
You have a seagull, a jacked seagull, jacked 1 hit point seagull.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's a mighty hit point.
Big
All he
effort.
needs.
and you have the ability to poof him in and out of existence. Will whilst they're summoned. And what are you wanting to do with the ladder?
Well, as I'll explain to everyone as they wake up. So, Vlada here can scout ahead for us. Just be another bird amongst the trees. And I can see through his eyes. Shadow will have to guide me physically. I'll be blind and deafened, basically. But we can use it as a scout.
That sounds crazy.
Right.
Very helpful.
You're aware that seagulls aren't usually native to jungle environments.
Look, between you and I was trying to bond with that one. He said seagull, I made a seagull.
That
What? I've
makes
seen all sorts of seagulls. by the
entirely too much sense to me. I apologise.
Look, I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
just a couple miles in. A seagull can go that far. Won't be the weirdest thing in the forest, especially with the fuck off dragon.
Anything interesting in the night?
I did see a pair of eyes. The elf
Lilac.
said, yeah,
Casimir
Just
said
kind of
no.
sideways whispers.
Casimir doesn't, he's like, fuck, it was a pixie? No. It was an elf. What was the elf's name? I don't remember. It was an elf. Okay.
It seems genuine, like you just forgot. That won't be nearly as offensive.
He's trying, bless him.
He's
Yeah.
trying. The elf said it had stripes and a tail.
Like a tiger?
You know this?
Do we have tigers? Are they commonly
Is that
known?
tiger? Is that yes? That's tiger. Tiger.
Yeah,
Yes.
they may well be something that you might
Hmm.
see in a jungle environment.
Must be a tiger. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Probably.
Well,
Oh, I have a favorite book I read that's basically a bestiary of mythical creatures. It could be a
But
new
definitely thought it was going to be
Yes.
Tiger Who Came to Tea.
Yes. Tiger is very mythical.
So I don't know about a tiger, but hopefully it's not a new Those things
Hopefully
are
not,
apparently
yes.
terrifying.
what?
A what?
A new egg.
A new think of it as like
Anyway?
a tiger that can move at the speed of light and create blades out of sheer wind.
Anyway, I've seen plenty of weird things around,
How
but
do
that
you
is
spell
not
that?
something real.
Hopefully it's not real in this world. N-E-N-U-E?
Nui?
Hmm.
What was it? I think it was a yokai.
Well,
Ah,
Agnes
that-
is
Okay.
looking that up.
New things to kill you with?
Yes. It's terrifying.
I'll just,
Might
so,
have to be mixing up with the comic teach.
to Casimir, whereabouts was it? And then as he turns to point, I'll just whisper that
Mm.
I had a look at that book. It's some kind of diary
Yes.
of whoever it was who came before. Some useful information, but nothing to do with these. What did you call them? Pointed stars.
Oh.
Actually,
Yeah.
we haven't discussed, Angus, if Gunt would be aware
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone in who's sort of originates from Promethea is aware of the seven-pointed star and the fairly intrinsic role that they play within pretty much all of society.
cool.
They're sort of fairly well embedded in sort of the governments of most of the countries, and they have representatives in the city states.
Mm.
And
No wonder
they're
Casimir doesn't like that.
they are like a pretty heavy. We're going to make sure that we're involved in everything, so that if you guys start deciding that you're going to start warring again, we're in the best place to.
Okay. So big power.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, cool. I
Told you, Illuminati.
don't think it has anything to do with them.
I wouldn't say it doesn't, but
I mean, this
the
book
proof.
does have it's a white leather-bound book with the seal of the seven.
Oh, sorry.
Star
I was
Oh.
referring to the girls in particular.
Oh, the actual girls specifically.
Yeah.
Rather than...
But,
What's up?
just explain to Casimir that I don't think the book has anything negative to do with the with Lila and Sarah.
Good.
That's
What book?
What? No.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Yeah, the books you were. What?
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 Breakfast? Anyone?
Breakfast? Yes. Right. Well, today is a new day, and I just wanted to say I am. No. What's the word?
Sorry.
Not really
Grateful,
sorry.
thankful,
Not really sorry.
happy to be
just-
alive.
I just wanted to say that I will take your help and welcome to the troop. This new troop we're figuring it out the dynamic that is going to be, and I believe with time I will learn people's abilities better, and hopefully you will have something good to bring to the table. Which actually the elf seems to. He made a bird. That's kind of cool. So hopefully I'll be able to utilize all your abilities and lead you to hopefully not die like Zhiro did. He gets silence
or
for a
did it
moment, and then
very
he
specifically.
tries to sort of uplift and do his little morning speech with inspiring leader, and hopefully give everyone 6 hit points, 10 hit points. What was the next?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take those hit points, but not because I'm inspired, but because your awkward rambling from this really big muscle man is very amusing.
That was,
So he's like, this used to go so well with my troop, but this is so difficult with these people. He's like, how do I inspire these people? I don't even know what they want half the time. Like,
We've told you exactly what we're here for and
yeah,
what we want.
They've been really clear.
oh yeah. No, but he's
You are
like,
the
he
motherfuckers
doesn't
keeping
know
secrets.
you. You know, he doesn't see through you. He doesn't, you know.
Gun will look at the girls and go, he does it every morning.
As long as it keeps him going. We need motivation in this mission.
I look forward to it.
Sure, we'll grow to like him like a puppy, maybe. I don't know. Really
So,
dense puppy.
which way are we going?
Right. South.
Right, south, right or south?
Have you found the trail,
South is to
Khazimir?
my right.
Or are we entering the jungle here, where the tiger was?
Well, what? How are we looking with the trail? I guess.
So you had lost the trail at the
Okay.
end of your last day's travel. You reached the jungle, and that's sort of where you are now. But you really don't know if where you've entered or where you are at the jungle's edge is where they had entered the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we do know we're looking for a temple. Big temple, right?
Yes.
Is that where the brother's located?
Had you shared with Casimir what you discovered in the book?
No, but I will now. Khazimir, if we're going to be a troop, then I think it might be worth updating our new recruits as to what we know we can expect in the jungle, and then I'll explain about the plants and whatnot.
Okay. Yes, the plants.
Stay away from some yellow flowers.
Yes, yellow flowers. In particular, there seems to be some indication that there is an alluring or enticing element of them. I'm not too sure if this is auditory or pheromone or what it might be, but something that draws you towards these yellow, most likely carnivorous plants. So I would suggest that we either avoid them entirely or seek to destroy them from a distance.
Yes. Just burn it.
Well, if it
Jungles
uses some
are
sort
quite
of...
flammable.
I'm kidding.
I do recommend maybe wearing some sort of masks or something. I don't know how these plants operate,
Masks.
but if it's...
No. If it is
airborne.
smell,
Yeah.
I guess we need to yes, I think distance is the first thing, right? Distance is the first thing, so keep an eye. You said yellow. Hopefully there's no more other yellow things so we can spot them easily.
Hopefully, but well, it's technically possible that it was not the yellow plants that were alluring, and there are actually 2 species of dangerous plants and other various flora that we should keep an eye out for. But probably just avoid anything yellow if we can. And there was something else about an orb and these snake people in the temple. And I think that whoever it was who came before us got the orb, and then from there chaos ensued. So if you see any mysterious orbs lying in the middle of pathways, keep your distance probably, and let everyone else know, would be my general advice on the subject.
Okay.
Let's also keep a good eye on each other. If somebody starts acting erratically, might have fallen prey to whatever this plant is.
It's particularly difficult given that we don't know each other very well. Perhaps we should have a code word or something similar. That's when.
Yeah, and like if somebody starts veering off the path suddenly, things like that.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes. Okay. Code word. So we ask for the code word, and then if someone says it, we know they're sane. Is what you're saying.
Or unless they're lying or
I
so
like
insane.
it. Well,
Actually,
it's
that's
something.
not
Inclined to lie because of the.
I don't think that's a
something.
good idea. Actually, I'll take it back.
No.
Okay, you two know each other well enough, right?
Well, how many? 3 days. I think
Days,
so.
yes.
As far as people on this continent goes, then we're best of chums. But
Well, I know him better than anyone else on this continent right now.
Okay, then let's use the
hopefully
buddy
Brooklyn.
system. You two watch after each other, and Sarah and I will watch after each other.
Okay.
And then
are you
both teams
sure
will
that
look
that's
after the other.
the others we have to have?
Okay.
But perhaps
What'd you say?
it would assist us with building our camaraderie as teammates if I were to be paired with someone other than Khazimir for a little bit. Half an hour, an hour.
Are we talking and walking?
Okay,
at this
you,
point?
Sarah, and I,
I
and he'll
think
be by
I think we'll
himself.
sort of starting to set off as we.
You'll be with my jacked pigeon friend.
He'll keep an eye.
I think as this is going on, like Casimir will begin to sort of figure out the best way into the jungle and look for a suitable path, or just find a way.
Okay, but yeah, we
Yeah, tell you
we
what,
use the buddy
wrong-
system in one way or another.
Wrong a
and
survival check.
Mhm.
both buddies will look after the other team. Nice. You rolled well for once.
I'm back, baby.
Nice.
Baby.
Okay, so 24. You sort of pacing a little bit along the back and forth in the jungle, and you suddenly spot a break in sort of the undergrowth, sort of about 30 feet off to your right, sort of to the west. And you can't quite figure out how you managed to not see these tracks leading into the jungle last night. You can certainly see them now, and you believe you have found the entrance that they've taken into the
Nice.
jungle proper at this point. Roll me a perception check as well. Let's see. Okay. You also notice on one of the trees at the very edge of the jungle, nearby where this break in the undergrowth is, a circle's been carved into a tree, and there is a straight line carved through the circle, pointing straight up north to south.
Did I share that?
We didn't.
Didn't, but he has
There is,
spotted it carved into a tree anyway.
I just point it as I'm going. There is a sign.
That oh right.
It might be a glyph. Watch out.
That is I think that is the mark that they. Yes, and I'll pull out the paper and the book and go and try and find the spot. Yes, they left these circles with lines through them to indicate the path that they had followed.
Hmm.
Oh,
Who
perfect.
did?
Who's asking
The-
who did? The
He-
whoever wrote the book that you didn't
Oh.
want me to tell anyone about, but I've kind of just told
Oh.
people about.
Not those people.
I don't think they're big on literature, but no, not them.
Hmm.
The dwarf, the woman, the man
Right,
who came
yes.
previously and
Okay.
found the item of whatever it was.
Yes.
You know, right. Oh, right. yes,
He's like, I know what you're talking about now. Shut up.
So are these part of a separate group? They're not part of your unit.
No,
which
it's just some
unit?
people that have been taken from the town, and
Yes,
they
we
might be alive, they might not be.
Oh, what do they look like then? If we need to rescue them.
well,
Anybody but snake people, honestly.
there's a dwarf
Is
that
that
we're aware
true?
of. A dwarf
There's
that
a
we're
dwarf,
aware of,
okay.
and I think a human male. Was the wizard dead or not, or was that just the?
He was dead.
He was dead. Was the woman with the knives dead?
He was dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She was hung from the tree.
That's it.
Peppered with arrows.
That's fairly dead.
He was sort of
So
slumped
just
out
the
of the
dwarf.
window of
dwarf
the
and two
tavern.
humans.
But the centaur
Also dead.
saw someone else with a dwarf, as did the wolf guy. So there's at least two who've been taken. One of them is a dwarf that we're aware of.
I'm hoping 3. Because
Okay, what do
Brogville
the other two look like?
one is Brogville and the other's Lado.
So you would know from being in Cutler Bay and speaking to the locals there that there's at least 4 that
Okay.
have been taken.
Okay, wait. So you guys have a unit who was taken,
Well, he has a unit who
which
was
the
taken.
brother is a part of. Okay, Mr. Dwarf.
Okay, let me fill you in. And
Yes,
I'm going
please,
to
thank you.
quick, like I'm gonna explain everything. Like, I'm the commander of the unit. I left Brogville in charge. When I came back, they were gone. Brogville's probably still alive. Lado's probably alive. Everyone else is dead. And the village.
Perfect.
Just fill them in on that.
Okay, thank you. Us doing our jobs would be greatly facilitated by you telling us information.
Yes, I guess I wasn't very trusting yesterday. I'm going to try to put some trust into you now. I just we'll see how it goes.
Okay, we'll try not to disappoint.
How do you know that this is made by these other people and that it marks where they went?
They wrote about it, or at least one of them did, in a book that Zhiro found in a cave, surrounded by goblins who had likely pilfered it from the town when everyone died, unfortunately.
Okay, well, putting aside the fact that this homicidal monster gave you this evidence, let's just hope they didn't think of it that way. I'd really hate for this to be a trap as well.
I don't know him as well as you. Actually, potentially I do. But monster or not, he didn't seem the type to orchestrate an entire notebook full of corroborative evidence in order to trick someone into going somewhere. It seems a bit
He
too...
seemed a bit too. He seemed like he would get distracted before he would start the first page.
Before he picked up the pen, I imagine.
Yes.
Probably tried to stab someone with it. But
Okay.
Unless that was an act, we never know.
Not quite the monster I remember, but I agree. It does sound like a lot of effort.
It's maybe of interest to you in the spirit of cooperation, and pulls out the book and looks over at Khazimir and shrugs, and it has this on the cover. And I'll show the symbol on the front cover.
Okay.
It's perhaps he was
It's okay.
part of your...
They have. They've been
Is
trying
there like
to
an arcane
indoctrinate you,
signature or something on it? The wizard's book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a white leather bound book with the seal of the 7-pointed star embossed on the front cover, and
we
the
have
back
any-
cover, and the spine.
Do we have any like
on the
magical
inside.
identification or anything like that attached to it? Can a wizard find out whose wizard another wizard book is?
It doesn't appear to bear any of the markings that would identify it as a spell book, which would usually be where a wizard would sort of make an identifying mark on it. But not from the outside, no. But if you start to flick through the early pages, you see quite quickly that it's written by a Godfrey. I definitely wrote his full name down somewhere.
The Golden.
Hey, this just looks like a journal. I mean, they could be quite helpful, but it's not a wizard spellbook.
Yeah.
Honestly, to me, a journal is a lot more useful than a wizard spellbook.
No, they can be, but
Just saying.
I could turn a wizard spellbook into quite a lot of power. So if you happen to find one, let me have it. I'll be better able to aid us.
Sure thing, buddy.
Sure, yes. Maybe later.
I wouldn't be able to do anything. I would need time to basically learn how they write, essentially. Wizards are eclectic. It's like a security measure.
It's just like a doctor.
Basically, if other doctors could steal your secrets.
Hmm.
So you would try to encode the secrets, both in crappy handwriting and in actual code.
That's the one thing I miss about Gavril. He was a medic with good handwriting. Even I could read it.
Now that's the most magical thing of all.
Sarah
Okay.
sort
So
of
somebody you
whispers
can read
over to Lila. Who would have been able to tell you could read?
Excuse
I know,
me?
quite shocking, but
That's it.
I have been a commander for about like 16 years now.
a man
I've
of
read
days?
many
Oh.
maps. I've read many orders and plans. I know how to read. Thank you very much.
Read many books.
Fine leather books that smell of mahogany.
Okay, well.
I might not know your big words, your hospitality,
Quality.
words, but you know, I know how to read my bits.
Okay, well, speaking of bits being able to read, I could probably glean more from this, but if you want to hold on to it for now, we have bigger issues at hand. We're in the middle of a forest
Yes.
Technically a
with
jungle.
some sort of creatures running around, a black dragon, and apparently snake people in a temple. So
Speaking of dragons, we were going to have a little tete-a-tete, weren't we?
A what?
A conversation, a discourse.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna focus on the way ahead.
If you see the circles with a line in them, then that is the direction that people have gone before. Maybe easier to travel.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do another skills check for today's day of travel. The terrain, it's thick undergrowth. Like there's vines hanging from the trees blocking pathways. Most of the journey that you're taking, you are following the trail of these other creatures. And it's not. Yeah, you're moving at a slower pace. But you're not sort of cutting directly through the thick growth. You're sort of almost following like a game trail or something.
I want to use my athletics for just like clearing the way. If there's ever branches in the way, I want to just walk past them, you know, snap it so that's out of the way for the rest and so on. Just speed things up a bit. With my physique.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Not bad.
Great
I'm actually
too.
rolling
Yeah.
well. I'm so
Okay,
happy.
then
Nice.
Yeah, you sort of body your way through, you shift these sort of half-fallen trees that have fallen, started to fall over the pathway, cut through vines that have started to encroach on the path that you're taking. And yeah, you're making good progress through the jungle. Who would like to opt next?
I've got a bit of a weird one, and it's incredibly risky because I have no idea what her stats are. But I would like Sarah to do like a sleight of hand, or like survival or performance or something, because I'm going to be piloting Vare around. I'm going to be blind to death, so my we're basically just going to be holding on to each other. She's going to be guiding me. So what I want to do is a sleight of hand or something for Sarah, so I don't trip and eat shit constantly, and I could focus on guiding her.
Okay. So she'll go with perception.
Perfect.
Okay. She got a 14 in total.
Okay.
Perception.
That's right.
Keeping an eye on things. And finally, Gunt, how would you like to contribute to this day's travel?
I would like to pay particular attention to the canopy.
Okay.
2 reasons. One, to see if there's anything dangerous up there. But also to see if I can tell from breaks in the light if we're coming up to a clearing, or if there's anything, or if we're just going into really dense, and then warn Khazimir.
Situational awareness as well, yeah.
So,
Okay.
what would you like for
thinking.
that?
Well, which skill would you like to apply for that?
I think is it perception or investigation? One of those two.
Probably perception.
You could even go with nature
Sarah's
if you wanted, I imagine. Or
yeah, I could
wanted.
say take an argument for nature.
I'll go with nature.
if you
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
David
Attenborough voice
okay,
kicks
so
in.
yeah. Deep in the jungle, you find the lesser spotted Nua.
Hopefully not.
Lesser striped Nue with the body of a tiger, the tail of a viper,
Face of a man,
face of a fanged monkey,
and an aura of lightning.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. I mean, it's
yeah,
monster
you get a
Pokemon.
pretty good view of the canopy. It is thick and overgrown, and there is very little light that is reaching down to the forest floor in a lot of the places that you're sort of walking through at the moment. You see wildlife moving through the canopy. You see monkeys. You see birds, brightly coloured birds that
Are they seagulls?
flying between trees. No, not a single seagull.
Well, there is a single seagull.
There is a
One
single
particularly
seagull.
buff seagull.
Yeah, you see sort of a few breaks in the canopy sort of ahead, and as you sort of reach towards where that area is, and it starts to come overhead, it does translate to sort of a small clearing in the jungle where the ground vegetation is much more lush and thick. Usually sort of around those places you sort of see the fallen trunk of a tree. This space in the canopy has come about as one of the great trees that make up the jungle has died and has fallen. Its canopy falling to the floor and creating this clearing and allowing the other vegetation to thrive in the new light. And yeah, you you're able to avoid any serious danger on the first day of travel, and you set up sort of camp for the night.
You're not gonna eat me, jungle.
Rather than sort of doing role playing each individual night of travel and each individual days of travel, if I get a single perception roll from one of you to signify the night's watch, and then we'll rotate that around as the days progress.
Okay.
Who's to do it?
Okay, well, 2 questions real quick. How much longer are we going?
We will probably. This is probably a pretty good moment to wrap it up, actually, because we are
For
coming
the record,
towards
I want
the
to
end.
play for another like 3 hours.
Yeah, I know we are coming towards your hard stop, and actually my hard stop because I got to go to bed as well.
Well, we passed my hard stop like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, right. So yeah, let's take that perception check from whoever's rolling it, and
Get
then
into
we
the
will.
rest zone.
13 and another natural 20 on that second roll there.
Nice.
And what we will do is we will pick this back up next week, and we'll continue this jungle adventure through the forest to hopefully rescue Sarah's brother Brogville and Casimir's friend Brogville.
And
Some equally as
Gunt's
important
person he's
unnamed
heard
entities.
of called Godville.
Who knows what will happen beyond there? We shall see.
Coolly
Oh, we
Thank
know
you
it.
to everyone who's.
In particular, thank you to Jiminy's Cricket, Reaper61, and Attila the Fun.
I'm a Zulu, Attila the Fun. Yeah, everyone who's followed. We're now 7 followers away from our goal of reaching 50 followers. So thank you to everyone who has followed. And if you've enjoyed the stream, if you're enjoying the campaign and the game we're playing, then please do make other people aware of it. Encourage other people to come and watch and join in the fun that we're having playing this game. Yeah, thank you again, and we'll see you next week.
Also, Carl and
Take care, guys.
and sometimes Desmond as well, stream at games on Fridays. Come and watch that. It's fun.
Good night.
Yes.
I was
everyone.
I'm the one who has to
Got it.
stop the stream, but I was too busy waving.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play Zomboid this week.
I think
If Michael's up for it,
possibly. Right. Bye bye.
maybe.
Ending soon.